As a kid, I always imagined that this is how the future would look, like stretching fields with running water and perfect skies, technology and nature intertwined. And once upon a time, it felt like this was our trajectory. Back when words like the internet still harbored mystery and excitement, back when video games and social media were still niche and innocent. If you're old enough to remember the early 2000s, then you'll remember Frutiger Aero, even if you don't remember it by name. It's the unmistakable aesthetic that ruled the world in the 2000s and the early 2010s, and in my opinion, it is a perfect microcosm of the wonder and hope that surrounded that time. Today, I want to explore what made Frutiger Aero so special, the tragedy of what it has become, and how it might be an antidote to the increasingly doomer mindset that surrounds our online culture today. I hope you enjoy. So, what was Frutiger Aero and where did it come from? Well, it originated from the design language used by Windows XP in 2001 and then became the trend from there on. The name comes from the Frutiger font and the Aero layout used by Microsoft back then. Pretty much all technology followed this trend into the 2010s. Some of the most iconic examples being Wii, Xbox, Windows 7, they all shared similar designs combining picturesque, highly saturated natural imagery with futuristic aspects. And it all started with this singular image. Bliss. No, it's literally called Bliss. Bliss is in many ways the center point and the core of the Frutiger Aero aesthetic. It's what all this other stuff was derived from. It's also important to note that Frutiger Aero is a contemporary name, meaning that it wasn't used at the time of its creation. Instead, it was come up with only recently after it became a nostalgia trend on TikTok in the 2020s. But Frutiger Aero extended far beyond just simple pictures of landscapes. It also incorporated certain sounds, music, filters, and made its way far beyond tech, into architecture and art, and so much more. It had a unique aura that can't be explained fully with words. You simply had to be there. And this aura also radiated feelings. To me, the Frutiger Aero era always felt like a utopian future just among the horizon. It came at a time when technology and the internet was somewhat established and widespread, but still growing massively. Every year there were new innovations, new products, new faces. People were only just getting privy to how big the online world could be, and that came with a lot of excitement and optimism. Frutiger Aero encapsulated that excitement because it was at the perfect time. It grew alongside all these growing ideas, and it conjured images of a future where all this new technology could exist alongside nature. It felt like we could have both sci-fi level tech and preserve the natural world simultaneously. Like they complemented each other, rather than one drying out the other. For the first time in history, a world was emerging where communication was instant, information was unlimited, and people could focus on having fun and exploring and sharing things with each other, and it looked beautiful. It felt like a future was coming where technology and nature would live together harmoniously. This wasn't when the internet was at its technological peak, but when it was at its most innocent. Media that came out at the time was driven by passion and love. What you saw is what you got. This was a time before everything online was a competition for data and traffic. Instead, it was pure, and we could feel it. Nowadays, it feels so different because almost everything is deceitful on the internet. Scams, rug pulls, the list goes on. As soon as corporations became aware of how powerful the internet was, they corrupted it. Those things still existed back then, but today it feels like that is the norm. The Frutiger Aero era reeked of authenticity. It was before the internet was exploited for profit, before anyone realised how lucrative that could be. That's why Frutiger Aero felt so good and why we still crave it today. Because, let's face it, almost no one has that happy-go-lucky attitude anymore. We know too much now. We've lost the naivety that made that era so hopeful. We used to think the internet was a secret place that could exist untainted by human greed, but we should have known better. Over the last couple decades, we've seen it play out slowly. Gradual commercialization of everything from traffic to our data slowly dissolved this utopian facade, leading us up to the 2020s where artificial intelligence bots vastly outnumber humans, continually calculating the most efficient way to increase profits for business entities. The contrast between what we have now and the Frutiger Aero era of the internet is astounding. Once the online world was an oasis to escape from corporations and products and work, and now it is where they dwell. And as the intentions changed, so did the aesthetic, and Frutiger Aero morphed into flat minimalism. There is no more colour, everything is black, grey or white, and there is no trace of nature. Fluid, curving shapes became 90-degree angles and straight lines. The whimsy and character of Frutiger Aero was traded for optimization and efficiency, and that's what's prioritized today. Not what is the most artistic or creative or beautiful, but what is optimal. And that is what we are left with. Look at the difference between the iPhone homepage in 2012 versus 2023. Where's the character and the style gone? Why has everything become duller and less interesting as time has gone on? Wouldn't we expect the opposite? This bleak, washed-out appearance also reflects the mindset of us too. Optimism became pessimism as the aesthetics changed. People lost colour as well as their devices. Minimalism is to me synonymous with the early 2020s. It feels corporate, robotic, efficient, yes, but ultimately dead. And it's not like this change happened for no reason. People wanted minimalism. It was welcomed at one point. Frutiger Aero was criticised as too childish and unserious. That's why it was replaced with a sleeker, more modern alternative. Sadly, the internet simply outgrew it. Creativity doesn't appease shareholders. User-friendly, easily navigated consistency does. And that is what minimalism is. So, why does it even matter in the first place? Well, it matters because whether we like it or not, our environments influence our thoughts and how we feel on a day-to-day basis. A large part of our environment in today's world exists online, through technology and through the internet. It's where a lot of us work, shop, and communicate with others. In 2026, the average person spends 6 to 7 hours online, and so it's no surprise that it influences our emotions. We absorb the energy exhumed to us by our surroundings. So when the software that we spend our day with looks playful and colourful and alive, it rubs off on us. When we are shown green grass and fish and water, I think subconsciously it reminds us of our roots. It makes us feel good and it stimulates us. It makes us feel nostalgic both personally and in a deeper way we can't quite explain. Likewise, when our environment is synthetic and grey, it makes us feel dull. It saps our energy instead of adding to it. And this is why I don't like minimalism. There's little detail, little nuance, there's nothing to sink your teeth into, to be inspired by. We are in many ways our environment. It shapes us just as much as we shape it. So, are we eternally doomed to live in a grayscale world forever? Are the days of beauty and elegance truly gone? Well, to answer that, we must look to the future. Aesthetics, like fashion and culture, work in cycles. Nothing stays stagnant forever, and it might feel like minimalism has overstayed its welcome, but that doesn't change the fact that we will move on from it one day. And that day may be sooner than we think. In the last few years, trends have already shifted. People finally seem to be getting bored of it. Gradients are making a return, as well as more extravagant design. It seems like people are finally sick of the monotony of what we have had these past few years. What comes next might be even more alive and awe-inspiring, even by Frutiger Aero's standards. Another important point is that more and more customization options are coming out for software. We forget sometimes that we can alter our digital environments just like our physical ones. We don't have to adhere to the design language that is current or trendy. There are no solid rules. As technology improves, so does our customization options, so if you wanted to make your phone feel like 2011 again, there's nothing stopping you. You wouldn't have to wait for Apple themselves to roll out a new update for everyone. And it's good that we have that freedom, despite it often being forgotten. Ultimately, the era of Frutiger Aero, the 2000s and the early 2010s are unfortunately over, and it will never return in the same way. We can never go back to the past, and so the only way we can look is forward. The slow withering of beauty in our culture hasn't gone unnoticed, and the outcry to have real, human and satisfying environments again is only growing amongst seas of AI slop content and lifeless design. We may not be able to experience Frutiger Aero again, but just maybe, there is something even more authentic coming to succeed it. I guess only time will tell. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed.